Okay.
And we are live. Thank you for your patience. I'm your host, Morgan Hazelwood, and today with me, I have the one, the only, Doc Coleman. Say hi to the nice people.
Hello, nice people. I am Doc Coleman. I write steampunk comedy adventure, and I come here to help Morgan out with her stream, and also to get my writing moving a little bit further down the line because I have productivity issues. I'm fine when I'm doing a first draft. It's revisions where I always end up with productivity issues.
Part of the problem with revisions is it's hard to know when to stop. And yeah, I'll go through a round and then I'll stop. But at one point, are you rearranging chairs on the deck of the Titanic?
Yeah, well, that's a few drafts in, and I got to finish this draft now. But
Yeah.
yeah, for me, it's definitely a case that doing revisions means you have to engage both writer brain and editor brain and make them work together. And editor brain takes up a lot more space than writer brain does.
It
Um,
really does. I can write in my car while walking, in the corner of a party, if I really need to get my words in during NaNoWriMo. I can write to music. I need silence and my computer to edit.
um, I haven't quite gotten to the point where I need silence to edit, but I at least have to make sure that this is it's the definitely the major portion of what I'm concentrating on.
Yeah, yeah. I might have locked my cat in the garage.
Oh, I'm sure he'll last until the first sprint, right?
Right. I pulled a dock. I picked up groceries just before the sprint and was rushing to get the cold stuff in the fridge before hitting go. So let's pop over to the comments. We have a lot of people here. Hello, Writer Ski. Hello, Kelly.
I read that as writer KSY, but it's easier to say KSY.
See.
Anyway,
Kelly's got his popcorn, his hard candy, sparkling water, and is ready to be lazy because Kelly knows that Morgan is 100% pro snack and that when the writing or the editing just isn't going forward, it's time to bring out the good snacks. You can start off with the healthy ones, but when things really aren't moving, you got to pull out the good stuff.
Yep.
So, Greg is here. Hello and welcome. And we have an MM Ward. Yay! So true. Editor brain also makes us a lot more tired than writer brain. I think if you're writing and it's not going forward, that can be exhausting. But when you're writing, there's a lot more, oh, I know what happens next kind of moments, I think.
Mm-hmm.
So.
When things come together, there's that same hit of yes, this is working, regardless of which brain is engaged.
I actually get more of that when editing, when I realize that because of this and this was always going to have to happen. And when I realize the connections between things, I call it like my moment of serendipity, and that is what I write for. Yeah, since I'm not published and I don't have that external endorphins.
There is a certain moment that you only get with the editor brain, and that's when you're going through your work and you're saying, "This is good. This doesn't need any changes. This is nice and tight."
I love that. Yeah. Yep. I usually finish my draft and I'm like, it was okay. It told the story, but it needs a lot of work. And then when I go back through, I'm like, oh, no, that's not so bad. I mean, it needs work, but my rough draft is usually not as bad as I think it is. So, King Red Spy Red X showed up. Hello, Jacob. And he says, oh no, the cat bit Jacob in the nose at night. And his nose is bleeding. Oh my goodness. My cat bit my face this morning trying to wake me up to play. I have so much sympathy. I've almost no longer any scars from where he got my face last week. he was very stressed out last week. We're working on it. But I have a new window that is currently completely blocked. So yeah. And then Ward is like, nom, nom, nom.
Nom snackies. So Writer KSY is new. This is first time on the stream. So welcome. Glad you could join us.
We love first timers. We love returning people. And we love the occasionals who pop in when they have a chance. If we didn't like people, we wouldn't be live streaming. I think. I would hope.
We'd be canning video and just punching it up.
Right. So yeah. What do you say we be productive? What are you working on today? Tell us, Doc. What are you working on?
I am still working on revisions in from my beta reader feedback for the Kindred of Kali. The good news is that I am over the halfway mark, and
we did that last stream, right?
Yes, we did. And I also, at least one time during this past week, I sat down and got in like an extra chapter. So it's like, looks like I've got 11 chapters to go. So if I can get at least one chapter done today, even better if this is a big chapter. If I can get one chapter done today, then it's like, okay, if I should be in the countdown. If I can go out and just get one a day, I can get this done.
Yeah. So you're trying to finish it by the beginning of July?
I would love to be able to get this done by the end of July and hopefully be able to clean it up while I'm trying to find an editor, get it past an editor real quick, and then cram on through the revisions from the editor so I can get it published by the end of August. I know I'm squeezing my my independent timelines down, but I've got a book signing in September that they want to have this book for. So,
which means you have to order it by August, which means you need, I can count backwards.
Mm-hmm.
So let's hear it for external deadlines, because internal deadlines sometimes slide.
Yeah, why is it so much easier to be responsible to somebody else?
So Kelly says he was like that with editing. Earlier, I think we were talking about the snacking to keep going. And then Ward is only here for 20 minutes because she's going to join a character randomizer, character building stream to take a break from 8 hours of editing.
Ugh.
I think that's an applause-worthy thing. So, and the attacker cat is named Jelly Bean.
Gotta watch them beans.
Super cute. Yup. Those toe beans. So, okay. Let's go ahead and be productive then. I think a lot of us have stuff we need getting done. I will be working on last week's roundup, and I think I'm gonna and finishing putting away groceries.
Putting away the rest of the groceries, right?
But I'm pretty sure there's going to be some level of opening my space fantasy and starting to look at the feedback from my alpha reader.
Dun, dun, dun.
Right? I'm so excited. There was some great feedback from her at the end of May. And, I wanted a breather. And, but I think it's time. So... And Ward says, between adding and deleting, I only have changed my word count by 385. So proud I haven't added a 10K. I hear you.
It's like, I don't think I've added 10K, but I've definitely added 4.
Right.
Because I'm up to 104,500. So.
And M. Ward cheered for my squiddies. They're sentient, not octopuses. And space manta rays, and okay, I can't wait to get back to it. But let's go ahead and set up that timer. I'm going to share my screen. I'm going to make sure that audio is shared. Select the tab.
So tell us what you're working on in the chat so that we know when we're done with the sprint.
So, okay, can we see this? Is this coming up? Yes. Okay, let's get started. in 3, 2, 1. Boom. And we're back. How was your sprint?
Started off pretty good. I think I maybe got a quarter of the way through this chapter, and just kind of hit a point where I'm describing something that's slightly anachronistic. So I've got a combination of comments from people saying it's like, shouldn't somebody else know about? Shouldn't everyone know about this? Because they're thinking with more modern sensibilities. And other people saying it's like, wait, how did they know about this? This wasn't around back then. So
that makes sense. I got my groceries put away, switched over laundry, and got myself some lunch. I consider that a successful productivity.
That sounds like a win.
So, hopping over to the comments. KSY is working on their outline for their Camp NaNoWriMo project. Bonnie swung by. Hello, Bonnie. And is joining in for some writing sprints because that's what we do.
Lurk.
Ooh, nice. KSY finished their long outline and wrote 283 words to shortly summarize their project. Awesome.
Nice.
I've actually started taking notes for my November NaNoWriMo project, but I've got some editing to do before then.
Yeah.
But yeah, I was in the shower the other day, which, as we all know, is the best place to brainstorm that and walks around the neighborhood or commutes. And I was like, oh, wait, let me do this and this instead. So
I'm just laughing at the irony of all those places that you listed that were good for brainstorming are basically places where you can't write notes down.
Well, I mean,
in the shower, on commutes, walking around the neighborhood, it's like, okay, maybe you could pull out your phone while walking around the neighborhood, but that's about it.
I do some voice to text in the car too. If it's on the handset, I just like open up a chat with myself, voice to text, and roll with it. So let's see. Jacob says Morgan Hazelwood reacts.
Film at 11.
Right. Kelly is transcribing a post from this morning about current events relating to a couple of stories. Yeah. And Patrick, hi Patrick, thanks for swinging by. Recommended a shower whiteboard or something similar. Patrick Hopkins and I, either tonight or tomorrow when we get scheduling sorted out, are going to be doing a query rewrite live stream, and we'll also do blurbs and summaries if that's what people have. Fundraiser for reproductive rights. So stay tuned on my Twitter and my Facebook to find out when we can figure out our timing on that. So
that's an interesting idea, Patrick, although I would recommend a grease pencil. You can get it wet, you can write on the tile, and you can clean it off the tile once you transcribed it.
Or if you have like one of those sliding shower doors, you could write on the inside of it too.
Yep.
So, Jellybean is making Jacob say a bad word, or is Jellybean the cat saying a bad word themselves? Not sure.
I'm attributing it to the cat. After all, the cat is a known face attacker. So
True. And we all know that, even snugglebugs can be face attackers. And apparently decide that the floor drain is now habitually the place to pee. I'm going to have to get a floor drain cover.
Oh. So Catechus was out in the garage and
No. He came back in. The laundry room, which is where his litter box lives, has a floor drain under the washer and also some PVC piping going from the HVAC unit to get the condensation to drain into that. And he's like, ooh, what a great idea for liquids. And things I learned last week is floor traps, are just like regular plumbing, and they have the spot where it goes floop, 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 floop and then out. And if you don't have enough liquid to flush the floop floop, the urine just sits there.
Yep. That's a technical term, floop floop.
Well, yeah, everything's better with sound effects. You should know that.
Oh, yeah.
So, Kelly said reproductive rights are, in fact, the current events he was speaking of. He wasn't sure how political one could get here. Yeah. I'm leaving it a little vague, but I'm sure Patrick and I will probably get a little nittier grittier during our fundraising event. Yeah. Because I believe people going in will know that is going to be the topic and our opinion going in, and so can self-select for whether or not they're the right audience for that. So, but as this is my normal live stream, I'm just gonna keep it light. So, yes, Patrick promises to say the word on the live stream. Oh yeah, no, totally, 100%, yeah. So.
But this live stream is about writing.
And productivity and snacks.
Yep. And
or
snacks.
Lunch, if you haven't eaten lunch yet.
I guess technically I have not eaten lunch yet, although I did eat breakfast since the earlier stream we did today.
So, yeah. Sako and Doc were with me for Writer's Conduit this morning at 8 a.m. They scheduled me at 8 a.m. I don't get up that early for a day job. But we were talking about better beta reading this morning, and it's on Faye.
Hold on.
Tara Faye Bell's Twitch. Yes, Twitch.
They're also going to copy it over onto YouTube, but
yes, and I'll be linking that. And we were talking the whole time and ran out of time and space to say more about beta reading because we've got a lot to say. We have opinions about us doing it right, and we have opinions about you doing it right for us.
Okay. So I was actually rewatching it because it was actually hilarious how many times I got disconnected during the thing. And
but it was like bounce disconnects. It's not like you were gone longer than it took to get back in.
Yeah. So in the private chat, Morgan, I sent you the link to the video on Twitch. So
okay, so I can share it. Yeah.
You can share it.
And we would not be sorry. I had that at one destination instead of two destinations. I know there might be some people over on Twitch watching as well. We cannot in good health recommend using every time Doc dropped out and bounced back as a drinking game.
No. You'll get alcohol.
Maybe with a beer and taking a sip, but definitely not shots.
Yeah, no, it was bad.
It was not awesome. It was pretty impressive. So, but it was just long enough to bounce and come back in, and we had a lot of really, really good conversation, I think. So. Kelly says he's got a couple stories that get into recent current events, so it's connected to writing. But yeah, we'll let it rest for now. So, okay. Did we want to do some more productivity? I've got a weekly roundup to get out, and you've got some editing to get done. And
I guess
I have one of the almond choco loco yogurts that I just finished stirring together. Have you never had these?
I have never even heard of these things. Chobani Flip. Okay, almond choco loco.
So it's got like slices of almond and chunks of chocolate, and you stir it into like a vanilla yogurt and eat it, and it's got the crunch, and it's delicious.
And there's absolutely no coconut, despite the fact that there's a coconut depicted on the cover.
Oh, I'm sorry, it's coconut yogurt.
Oh, it's coconut yogurt. Okay.
Yeah. Sorry about that. But they have other flavors as well. They're like my treat yogurt as opposed to my regular yogurt.
Okay.
And Bonnie says they're working on cleaning up a few short stories tonight. Awesome.
Cool.
Okay, well, let's be productive then. Let me reset this timer. Let me reshare this timer, and let's get started. In 3, 2, 1, boom. And we're back. How was your sprint? Hi.
I did pretty good. I've gotten about to the halfway point of my chapter, so
No, we don't eat ankles. I mean, obviously we do, but we're not supposed to. Um,
we don't eat ankles on camera.
no, like ever. I don't ever want him to eat my ankle. My ankles do not like getting eaten, although apparently they are quite delicious. The mosquitoes and Catechus agree.
Yeah,
So,
I'm fortunate that Gilly does not try to get at my ankles. She just wants my carbs. So
yeah,
whenever I expect there to be food.
Mine will sniff my food and sniff my like mouth, like he's tasting my soul, but he doesn't usually steal food from me, or I haven't seen him. He'll occasionally lick a plate that's been left, but usually not. Um, but yeah, so I posted a couple things about Patrick and my fundraiser, and I got halfway through my weekly roundup because I realized I could officially announce that I am actually on the AuthorTube Writing Conference. They're going to have me talk about pitching the traditional publishing process. And so that's a seminar on, what the traditional publishing process looks like, especially for author tubers who a lot of them go indie and so may not be as familiar with all the steps and timeline related to the traditional process.
Yeah. That lengthy timeline of fitting into somebody else's schedule.
Multiple someone else's schedule. You've got to fit into the agent's schedule and the publisher and the editor and the cover artist and the printing presses place. So yeah. Let's see. Bonnie is working on cleaning up a few short stories. Story themes. Be careful what you wish for. You might just get it. Working title: Desperate Love Potion Divine. About 2,500 words. KSY made some TikToks.
Okay.
Bonnie said, "Yay" for my writing conference. And Kelly believes that Catechus may be smelling some nutritional value in my ankles. Like some women are with chicken feet and getting that collagen.
Okay.
Maybe. I think actually he's just trying to hamstring me so I can't run.
Because then he's got food for a while, right?
Right. Or, it's right at face level. And so, if you're going to bite something, you bite what's in your face. So, Bonnie is working on some stuff from their Discord group, some stories there. Awesome. So, how productive were you, Doc?
Let's see. I said that I got about halfway into my my chapter.
So you're keeping pace. You did the first quarter and then the second quarter?
Yeah, it looks like it.
Nice.
So I think I'm on a decent pace to finish this today. So.
Yeah, definitely. So maybe it's time to go ahead and start another sprint. I mean, we could chat, but you're being productive, and I think I can finish this out next sprint as long as somebody doesn't eat me alive. Which is always an option.
Well, it's always an option for Catechus, right?
Yes. Oh, yes.
No, I'm good for another sprint. I was on a bit of a roll there.
Okay, sounds good. So, okay, let me reset the timer. Timer is in fact reset, and let's go ahead and share it. And let's get started in 3, 2, 1, boom. Hi, Daddy. Mute. Wrong one. And we're back. How was your sprint?
Not nearly as productive as the last one was.
Say that.
Yeah. No, I've gotten to a section where I've got to do some additional rewriting, and it's going to involve a bit of cutting. So
That's...
my quick could use some cutting. So no.
I hear that. Wait, I don't remember that much of the light showing. Did my cat move my camera?
I don't know. Probably. You twist your camera around a lot more than anyone else I've ever seen.
Well, I mean, I recently moved where my setup was, just over a little, so I'm still trying to tweak it for lighting and whatever.
Mm-hmm.
Come on. I just saved. Sorry. I have a picture that I'm updating to remove, qualifying information. Because, anyway, I'm tweaking it and it just keeps uploading the same old version. And I don't understand why. I'm like, I saved over the old one. Why aren't you updating? I don't understand.
Don't know.
Make it work. Pout.
Let me get out my...
There we go. Okay.
My magic wand and wave it.
Excellent. Good waving. Good waving.
Yep.
So, I'm sorry it wasn't as productive. Do you need like a larger chunk of time to get it to work really right now?
Part of it is just figuring out what I have to cut and what I can save.
Gotcha.
And I also I'm cutting a section based on a recommendation from a cultural reader, and unfortunately, instead of putting her comments in line where they'd be useful, she just wrote them up all in one big thing at the in a separate thing and sent it to me in an email, and it's like looks like you need to do more research. Where? Your pacing slows in some places. Where?
Oh dear.
It's like
she didn't do both? She didn't do both?
No, she did not do both. And it's like
cuz editors and stuff definitely do the copy letter that goes with it, but usually there's more specific.
Yeah, if you just have the letter and you don't have the in-depth, then that makes a lot more work.
Yeah.
And there's no guarantee that I'll actually fix the things that she
We're
found.
problematic. Yeah.
Yeah. So I
That's rough.
do the best I can.
Yeah. Okay. Well, I am done with my weekly roundup. I just need to actually finish the excerpt blurb and then hit send, and then I can open my alpha reader feedback. Super exciting. So popping into the comments, Bonnie is with us for another sprint. Kelly says, darn, there goes the last of the lemon heads. How can you edit in that circumstance with no lemon heads?
That hopefully he has other backup snacks.
No. Hopefully. So Jacob says, I think that Jurassic World is awesome. Is about what that sums up to. Kelly says, the lighting is working. It's the combo of natural and artificial. It's good for cameras of all types. Yay! Yeah, I figured out how to fix the issues from this morning, Doc. I put my umbrella lamp on that side of me to counterbalance the natural light coming. The fact that side of the room is far better lit than that side. So I'm a little less. But yeah, I mostly try to keep this camera so that light behind me isn't in it.
Yep.
So, what do you think? Less? No.
It puts you way off to one side. So just tilt it there.
Maybe there.
Yeah.
Okay. It's a work in progress. I mean, new window. I finally got the blackout shade installed at midnight. So.
Yep. And it also depends on what time of day. Because you're gonna have to twitch things differently depending on the where the sun is.
Yeah, definitely. So it's getting there though. So we'll see what I end up keeping and what works. But the lighting this past Wednesday was not great. I looked vaguely undead. So it happens. Also, it might have been 1 a.m. before I started writing. Before I wrote the blog post. I got to bed by 2. It was not my best. So Patrick says, it's a book code without the book. I lost track of the context for that.
Yeah, so do I.
Kelly says, I should give my bookshelf some of the limelight. That is actually
old. It is a bookshelf.
It is. It's textbooks. Those boxes are actually printouts of my first manuscript in multiple drafts. And that's where my flip dictionary and my convention notebooks, because I like to do notebooks at conventions, and my Locust magazines live there. And my calligraphy set is on the top shelf. So that is my writing related bookshelf right there. Plus some coding manuals on the bottom. So
for the day job, right?
Right. Yeah. So yeah. But yeah, let's. How late should we go today? We right now could barely fit in one more sprint, but if you're trying to push to finish the chapter, I can go a bit longer.
No, let's do one more sprint and then probably call it there, and I'll finish on my end.
Sure. Okay. Sounds good. Then let me reset the timer. And let's get started in 3, 2, 1, boom. Oh, wait. I lost the tab. Boom. Gentle. And we're back. How was your sprint?
Cool. Actually doing pretty good. It does look like I'm almost to the end of the chapter.
Nice.
So I can probably take a few minutes after we sign off to just wrap it up, and then get about getting some dinner.
That makes sense.
Yep.
I switched over laundry and found out that my alpha reader had about 20 inline comments.
That's it?
Total. A lot of external feedback about pacing and characters and stuff like that. But for inline, and two of them were notes on the same word usage, and she was wrong.
Ooh, them's fighting words. No.
She thought I was using the alien cursing, and I used the word guano, and she thought that was a foreign language, and I was othering and using that language as a way to show that it's alien. And I'm like, no. That's the English word for bird or fish poop.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm using the right word. It's not a word stolen from another language.
Oh, it is a word stolen from another language, but it was done so long ago. The serial numbers were filed off of it.
Oh, right.
Because that's what English does.
Yeah. Let's check Adam online and see when we stole it.
Probably a good idea.
It is from Spanish, but it was from the 1600s.
Yeah.
So it in English, that's what it means these days. Specifically bird or fish. And since this is my sentient octopus, or sorry, not octopus.
Cephalopod,
yes. We are in fact referring to fish specific poop.
Yep.
In her curses. So books by Adrian swung by while we were mid-sprint. Hello and welcome. Emma Ward is back from, I think she was at a character creator.
That's right.
And I hope it went well. Bonnie, I hope you had some productive sprints. We were very happy to have you, as always. So I think I'm ready to start getting into my edits.
Yay!
So
but
I think
there's like 20 comments. How much could you do that?
20 inline comments. God. The rest is
a lot harder to do.
Can you establish the aunt situation better? And here's some ideas for adding a whole new scene for your space alien, and things that require more than 5 minutes.
Oh, darn.
Right? Yeah. So Bonnie gave us some thumbs up, and we're giving her some thumbs up. So, okay. Well, let's go ahead and tell the people where they can find us, and peace out and find dinner. And some more editing.
And things. And stuff. All right. I am Doc Coleman. I write Steampunk Comedy Adventure. And if you'd like to check out some of my stuff, just go to your favorite search engine and put in Doc Coleman Steampunk. And among the results that come up, you should find my Amazon author page and my website at doccoleman.com. Or if you're watching this on YouTube, you can just look at all the links down below.
And I am Morgan Hazelwood. I am an actively querying fantasy author. I might even send out a query tonight.
Dun, dun, dun.
Right? And I blog, vlog, and podcast, writing tips from the pros and my own writerly musings. This week over on the podcast, I kicked off season 5 with an intro to Hope Punk, which this week seems maybe a little more poignant than it did on Monday when it released. And also notes on building a subplot from RavenCon, with tips from authors, including Terry Brooks himself. So that was super exciting. And this week's author spotlights and telling you where and when you can find me at various and sundry places. So I'm Morgan Hazelwood everywhere except Twitter, where I am Morgan Hazelwood because someone's been not using the account for 12 years. They might be using it to read stuff and just never comment, like, or follow anyone. But Twitter won't release it to me. So thank you all for coming. We really appreciate it. We like the company and the accountability that company brings with it, I think. And I'm always happy if having a set time helps you be more productive. So thank you all for coming, and hope to see you next Sunday. Bye-bye.
Bye.